go time, buddy. So, Halloween Eve, and of course, Halloween is basically upon us. Probably going to be today, or maybe a few days from now. Who knows when I'll release this? But yes, this is one of my favorite holidays next to 4th of July and Christmas Day. Alright, so with that explanation out the way, let's start off Halloween properly with, of course, something paranormal. Man, I like ghosts, paranormal stuff since, I would say probably 2009, 2010, maybe 2012, I don't know. I watched Ghost Adventures when I was a kid, young teen. Sometimes watch paranormal clips on YouTube. Whether it's, well, it's mainly edited or whether real. Who knows, whatever. But yeah, I really like ghost stuff, specifically ghosts. Spooky cryptids can be nice, like the friendly ghost walkers. I'm pretty sure some people will call them ghosts, but for this reasoning, let's just call it cryptid, Nenjen, other stuff. But I really do like legends in general, whether it be Bigfoot, America's Bigfoot. We have the Skunk Gate here in Florida, the Jersey Devil. That's one of the more famous ones as well. Mothman, probably heard of them. But I don't have material on that. I don't know if there's any games on it. I'm pretty sure there are a fair amount of Bigfoot games, but I've been interested in one specific ghost or legend from Japan. Yes, Japanese. Hachishakusama. Yeah. Right, so Hachishakusama and the tales of her are pretty recent compared to other urban legends like La Llorona or even 𝐂𝐸𝐀𝐏𝐏𝐄𝐑𝐒, maybe even the Aswang. Those are much older than Hachishaku. Think of her tales as old as Slender Man, like mid-2000s. Apparently, the first mentions of her came about in 2chan, the Japanese 4chan, and around 2008, I'm guessing in a paranormal board. We can break down her name as well. Hachi means 8. If you know initial D, you probably know that fact already. Shaku is an ancient Japanese measurement system. Don't know what period they used it, but I know it's ancient Japanese. And Sama is like an honorific for anyone that's higher than you in rank or age. I'm pretty sure it's mainly age. Think about it as calling someone sir or ma'am. Anyways, Miss 8 feet tall is, of course, very tall, very foreboding. She also has a white dress, a white brim hat, long black hair, and mainly, she vocalizes these noises, something akin to po, 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 as if announcing her presence around her prey, said prey essentially being children. Now, to my knowledge, in the origin story, she only attacks children, but I know there are other adaptations, I guess one can say, where not only does she terrorize children or hunt children, she sometimes hunts adults, whether it's just a random adult that she takes a liking to for some reason, or an adult that used to be one of the children she terrorized. Now, for her origins, I've heard of 2 different variations. The first one being that she was a ghost/entity yokai imprisoned within 4 Jizu statues, but one of those statues broke and she escaped. And then the second one being the woman herself was normal but then got possessed by either a ghost, yokai, whatever. Hachisaku came up from either of them, so pick and choose whatever you want, maybe even combine them. Hell, those 2 origin points can even be combined. Now, the most consistent thing is the main story itself. Essentially, there was this Japanese kid visiting his grandparents long ago in the countryside. One day, when he was playing, he saw something behind this garden hedge. It had to be very tall because he saw what looked like a hat. he saw it moving, and then he heard the distinctive pulse sound. He told it to his grandparents, who were horrified, basically held him within the house, and started to, let's say, barricade his room with newspapers, religious stuff, salts. They told the boy to just stay there, pray, and hope that he doesn't get taken. Throughout the night, he hears some taps, some pulls, even starts to hear voices of his family to come out. That's actually Hachishaku manipulating her voice, just of course to lure the boy out. He does endure. I think there's some iterations where he sees the salt turn black, so the salt worked, but it won't be good enough for next time if she does decide to take him. And basically the kid just is taken away, moves somewhere else, usually outside of Japan. So there's that. Pretty spooky story, but since it's modern times and this is a popular ghost story, there's a lot of appearances and even some games.
And now we are here in the Big 25. There are many other iterations of the Hachishaku story, whether it's something akin to that story, or maybe it's just some original story with something like Hachishaku, or maybe just straight up Hachishaku in their story. So there's that. She of course appeared in various manga, anime, video games. I will be surprised if she's not in any movies, so movies definitely. Now, when it comes to anime, the ones that come to my mind are Other Side Picnic. In that one, I'm pretty sure she's the main antagonist, and she goes after young men instead of children, so I guess that's better. And she resides in a whole different, reality, like a pocket universe, or a parallel world, let's just say. I think it's called Other Side. I haven't watched it, I just read the description of it. Might be cool, I might watch it sometime. The other one is Yamishibai. If you don't know, you probably did. And if you don't, just watch the first season. But yeah, it's basically a whole season of animated shorts. Usually, I think 5-7 minutes. I know it's on Crunchyroll. And there is, of course, a Hachisaku short on that, so maybe watch it. I don't know where it is, but watch it. It's definitely on the first season, if I'm correct. Now, video games. I want to talk about video games because I want to review 2 games. But before that, I want to talk about 2, I guess, inspirations. First one, Fatal Frame 5, Made in Blackwater. So, in that game, she's not really a main character, but there is, I want to say it, an inspired character, though some people will just say it's straight up Hachisaku. I want to say in the middle of the game, or the midway of the game, probably in chapter or drop 10, 12, you get to see, you have the chance to see a really tall female ghost. It's basically like Hachisaku. White dress, white brimmed hat, and her face, well, you see a face, but it's no eyes and stuff. It's pretty creepy. And yeah, she's not hostile for now. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I said already, but you have a chance to see her. You might even go the whole playthrough without seeing her. But later on in the story, as you go through the environments and stuff, and if you see her again, that's when she gets more hostile, near the end of the story. Why? Who knows? Maybe she doesn't want you to purify the mountain or whatever. But she's pretty... I found her pretty hard to even... not really push back, but to just get shots on her. I know she's pretty tall, but I'm pretty sure she also moves a lot, if I remember correctly. Now, for the second iteration, or should I say inspiration, Resident Evil 8, or Resident Evil Village. Pretty cool. And you probably know this one, Lady Dimitrescu, the tall booba woman. In my opinion, I'm pretty sure that's when Hachisaku got turned into the big booba woman too, because mommy 7 foot, 8 foot tall, damn, and she curvy too. Lady Dimitrescu does also have a white dress, brimmed hat, but it's black if I'm correct. Pale skin as well, so there's that. I know Dimitrescu's has other inspirations, but Hachishaku is one of them. Now, for the 2 different games that I want to talk about. I don't know how I want to tackle it, but one is horny, one is actually spooky. So let's get to the horny one first. Why not?
Ooh boy, now you can see why I call this the horny game. Nonetheless, this is the first game simply called Hachishaku. I bought this long ago, around summer I'd say. It was around $10. Maybe there might be a sale. I mean, right now, there is a sale going on for like Halloween, so take advantage of that if you can. If you missed out on that, that's fine, just look out for other sales. But let's get into this. This was made by Panda Games, their one and only game for this indie dev, which they released on the 1st of March of 2025. When you open up the game, we get a fair amount of options, but let's start off with the top 3. I'm pretty sure these are the only ones that we care about. First off, how to play. Pretty simple, it's just the controls. I'm gonna get into this a bit more when we get into the story/gameplay. The costume shop. This is purely for Hachishaku. Sadly, it's not for us. We can play in 3rd person or 1st person, but for some reason, it's only just Hachishaku. I know the damn reason why. She has different outfits that she can be interchanged with, even just singular styles that you can put on, or hairstyles, accessories, dresses, or even just full sets. So there's that. It's pretty cool, and it is ecchi. It's pretty nice, I'll say. And now we have start game. It doesn't start it once you click it, but it gives you 3 choices. Story, which is the main story. Gravure mode is basically kind of like a post-story thing. And then we got Shadow's Nightmare, which you can't really do anything with. It just makes a noise if you click it. So the first 2 are the only options. With that being the case, let's check out the main story, boys. Oh my god, it's me! Yeah, I'm using my stream highlights for this shit, so ayo. So we start off with some comic panel strip about our MC's past life and why he's coming here. I skipped over this one, but we'll go over it in the story overview. After the intro, whether you skipped it or not, we are dropped into this village, Naninanimura. And our character here was actually born in this village. That character is being named Chado-kun. He's essentially investigating why this seemingly small, quaint town has been abandoned, possibly doing a bit more investigation into something paranormal. Now, if you try to explore, you can only explore the small part of the village. If you try to go to any other major places, like the school, as you can see here, just give you like a prompt of what this is. It'll eventually tell you that you have to first go to your grandparents' house. Any other attempts to try to go to another future area will just wall you off with an invisible wall. That pretty much sucks, but we go to the grandparents' house, and we have to pick up, I believe, all the notes within the house, so I'm pretty sure there's like 3 that we have to pick up. After reading or at least interacting with all of them, that is when Hachishakusama finally spawns in. As well as one main mission. Get all 5 Jesus statues scattered throughout the village and place them in their respective shrines. From here on out, this is basically collectathon / stalker type game, though not only are you collecting the Jesus statues, you have to of course place them in their respective areas, so you're gonna have to find that as well by exploring. Now that's very, very swell, but of course we're gonna have to learn the controls if you ever want to at least get competent in the game. WASD is your movements. You can look around with the pad or mouse. Right mouse button changes perspective between 1st person and 3rd person. C is to crouch, the left shift button is to run, and you can interact with either E or the left mouse button. Clicking F toggles the flashlight on and off. You can even distract Hachi with H by calling her over. There's even advanced movements like the slide, which you can press the space button for. There's even hand bombs, grenades, whatever you want to call them, that you can throw. G to throw them, the left and right arrows to switch between them. You get them from the overworld, and you can even get other items in the overworld like this skewer, which replenishes health, which my camera's blocking it, but it's on the bottom right. You can even get money, which can only be used in the dress shop to, of course, change costumes for Hachi. We even have items that can keep you immune for a certain amount of time, like this piece of meat. There's even an item that can give you infinite stamina for a certain amount of time as well. You can even keep track with that with aura, just those items are emitting. One last thing, there is a map and you can toggle it with the tab button. But if you're close to Hachi, don't open it because she will still get you. And if you are wondering where she is, because you can hear her noise, her pulse, she'll have a little icon and you can see where she is on the map. Now let's talk about the HUD. We have the stamina meter at the
bottom left. If it's full, it's going to be a bright blue, but the more energy that you consume, the less blue it is, and you can see it go down as well. If you fully deplete it, it's going to be replaced with a purple circle, which will be there for like around 5 seconds. Don't have that happen to you in the overworld, I beg you. At the right side, we have the life bar. You have 4 lives, so you can take 4 hits before you die, or game over, let's just say. And then just beside that, you have what type of grenade that you have equipped. And if you have a consumable, it'll be just above the grenade / life bar.
Back to the left side, you can see what Jesus statue you're holding, if you are holding one.
And there you go, that's the basics of this game. I'm not gonna lie, I like the town. I like it traversing it. I do like the fact that you can even open some of them and you can find the various items, whether it be money, consumables, grenades, even notes. Hell, even Hachi herself. Of course, big booba, big booty, you know, tall woman, ooga booga. I like that as well, don't get me wrong. But I do like the fact that she's not that much of a scary character, but she can still sneak up on you. And she even makes cute noises if you manage to evade her successfully.
Oh shit. Okay, yes. I do remember that there's...
Even if you are caught out, you can easily just go past her by sliding, and she won't hit you. It does suck that you get 4 hits, and there's basically no checkpoints if you, let's say, get a Jizu or even place a Jizu statue to its respective shrine. There's no checkpoints, which sucks. What also sucks are the glitches. Man, there are a fair amount of glitches that I went through playing this game. One of them being when I went to the shrine, I guess a bit too early in the story. Hachi can essentially get stuck there, at least in one of my playthroughs. I went there, got a Jizu, evaded her, and actually got out. I placed the Jizus in the grandparents' house, but I noticed that Hachi isn't really there, so whoopsie daisy. So I was basically free to roam around the village, roam around even other parts of the map. I mean, I didn't see her until I actually placed one of the Jizus into a shrine, and then she got spawned there, so all back to normal. I even encountered another glitch again at the shrine where I purposely died, I guess because I was bored. And then when I died, I was in first person, but I can still move. I can't really interact with the world. I couldn't pick up items, notes, money, which, well, whatever. I guess I'm dead technically, but the game didn't recognize it. I got to roam around the shrine a bit. Then once I exited, I was gonna have Hachi come with me because she was still following me, but she didn't lunge after me. But after I exited the shrine, that's when I actually died, so yeah, there's that. I think that's the only glitches I've saw so far. Thankfully, nothing game breaking, and even if it ruined the immersion or experience a little bit, the game will eventually fix itself in the end, so there you go. Right, so we went over the controls, the HUD, what I think about the gameplay as well, its silly little bugs that I've encountered. Now, all that's left is the story. And if you actually want to play this game, well, you have it on Steam, and there's a timestamp above somewhere if you want to skip it. So there you go. Going in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so like we stated, Shadow is in his home village of Nanimura to investigate why it's abandoned. And eventually, if you actually do pick up some notes, you find out that this Hachishaku is actually not Hachishaku herself. It's like an iteration of her, or should I say a form of Hachi that is not bad, not malevolent, more kinder one can say. He's kind of like the daughter, one can say, that's chasing Shadow, so there's that. And then once you actually do put away all the Jizu statues, you can get the best ending, or should I say the true ending. Essentially, he goes back to his grandpappy's house. He's actually followed by Hachishaku into the building. He passes out, quote unquote passes out, and then he wakes up with her right beside him, or at least in the same room, and basically, you know what happens. They're a couple, they had sex. And yeah, they're a happy couple. There will be many children, he says as well. And now, I guess it's on to Gravure mode. This is a mode that is advertised that you play after you complete the story. It's up to you if you actually do that, but yeah, it takes place in a similar map to the main story, except it's of course Rider. Hana is no longer hostile. You can call her over and she doesn't attack you. And you have infinite stamina and health, so there's that. Basically, the objective here is that you have to go to, I believe, 8 different spots to take pictures with Hachishaku as she poses.
Yeah, definitely heading into the ecchi part of this game. I can also say that it is kind of finicky. You have to activate the scene in a certain part by bringing Hana to that area. I found it to be a little bit finicky. Nonetheless, I still found it cool in the end.
And there you go. Hachishaku the game on Steam. And I will say, I liked it. Not everyone's gonna like it, especially with the booba lady and how not really scary it is. I mean, the only true scariness I felt was when she popped up behind me. I don't really like jump scares, so yeah, not really a jump scare, but having someone appear behind me like suddenly is kind of freaky to me. I mean, it's probably freaky to everyone else, but yeah, I do like the fact that it's also a nice spin on the Hachishaku tale. I mean, you still got the Jizu statues and the fact that there was a Hachishaku that terrorized, I'm pretty sure it terrorized the village before, if I read the notes correctly. And this iteration of Hachu, which is Hana, is basically her, but better. Not as malevolent as before, not evil. So, pretty cool. And of course, the big booba, the booty. Ooh, yes. I know. Interesting, but it's nice fan service. I'll just say that. Some people could say that it's kind of degrading on her character. I mean, I guess one can say that. It doesn't help that people really like Lady Dimitrescu, so there you go. And there's also different, let's just say, I'm just gonna say, there's different hentai about Hachishaku now. She's even in different H games too. I'm not gonna talk about those, so there you go. I also do like the music, even though there's only 2 types of music, or both 3. I'm pretty sure there's the music on the radio, there's the menu music, as well as the music that you hear when you encounter Hachishaku. So, pretty epic. It does sound a bit, one can say it does sound a bit out of place. I mean, it is intense. I mean, getting chased by her is intense enough, but it's as if you're fighting her when the music plays, even though you're just running away. Or toying with her, if you want to call it that. The glitches do kind of suck, but hey yo, that's just a thing that can be patched out, hopefully. And I did hear that there are potential updates for the fact that Hachi might, or Hana might be able to go into buildings. I'm guessing with the Halloween update that's recent now, the person is still working on it, so here's to hoping. And yeah, the patch I've been playing with so far, or at least for the second half of this part of the video, was the Halloween update, which came out around October 28th, 29th. And then the first half was the August update, so there's that. Not really many big differences, other than the fact that I did notice that in the Halloween update, her hair has been fixed a bit better, so it actually falls along her body and not really through her body, so there's that. Now, I'll talk about the second game a little bit, because I'll just say it's basically the tail just in game form. Not really much of a big spin, so yeah, you do exercise her though, so that's interesting. Let's take a look at that real quick.
Created by Medo and released on ecchi.io. I just want to make one thing clear real quick, at least about my gameplay. Alright, first thing is first. The resolution that I made for this gameplay is a bit weird. I forgot to fix it before I recorded my OBS thing, so my fault. I did fix it before I finished it, so that's kind of redeemed, I guess, but that's like most of the footage is weird. Nonetheless, second point, this game is very short. It took me around 20 minutes to complete, so yeah, I think the only things I can talk about is how I feel about the game, so I guess I'll go on with that. We got PS1, PS2s graphics. I'm pretty sure it's mainly PS1, but nonetheless, some people will say it's overblown, overdone, but I actually do like it. It does look smooth too, runs pretty smooth on my PC. I also like the fact that there are some elements of the Hachishaku internet tale put into this game. So your character has a grandma that actually believes in Hachishaku, actually does the ritual within our character's room to protect us from her, basically putting purifying salt in the corners of the room, telling us to stay until dawn and not to open the door for anyone else until dawn. I found that pretty cool. I also do like the design of Hachi. I mean, don't get me wrong, big booba, pretty cool, but this version of Hachi, more spooky, more scary. Still, white dress, wide brimmed hat, that's white as well, long black hair, though his clothing is a bit raggedy. completely ups the spooky factor, for me at least. And she also does teleport, which I think is pretty nice, and levitates off the ground. More paranormal vibes. I guess one thing I could wish for is the fact that have the game bit a little bit more longer. I don't know how. Maybe talk to a sibling, or at least have the character talk to a sibling in the beginning or something. Maybe have someone, whether it be an Uber, said sibling, parent, whoever, drop him off at the forest. But I don't know, maybe this game that's just wanted the character to put us into the game already. Cut it to the chase. Maybe that's his approach. Who knows?
Alright, so yeah, pretty quick feelings about this game. I do like it in general, but I guess we'll go into the story. It's a short one, so I don't know, here's a time thing if you don't want to listen to that. And of course, I'll put the game links for Hachishaku, the Hachishaku Steam game, as well as this game in the description down below, so there you go. 3, 2, 1, fuck. Whatever.
Alright, start of the game. Our character gets 4 different photos. They recognize the first 3. However, the 4th one, they don't know. They don't know what it is, why it was taken, where it was taken, but they do recognize that the first 3 were from a forest that they visited long, long ago. Said character goes to the forest, recognizes that it's a bit too foggy. It doesn't look like this back then. Our character goes further to investigate, but is confronted by Hachishaku, who is teleporting closer and closer to that person. Maybe even to the fact that they faint. Who knows? We do wake up in our grandmother's house. Don't know who took them there. Let's just say it's fucking Richard Hammond for, I don't know, my brain's sake. And yeah, he tells the granny about his experience. Granny gets to work, basically conducts a ritual to protect him from Hachi, purifying salts in the corners, tells him to stay in the room no matter what, don't open the door for anyone. And once the granny fucks off, he hears Granny's voice again, sees Hachisaku go left and right, which I found personally funny. And then for some reason Granny just opens the door, which I'm pretty sure you're going against your own ritual, but whatever. Our character tells Granny that Hachi still visited us, even with all the preparations that Grandma made. So it's time for us to actually cleanse her. That is the only solution that Granny proposed to us. Cleanse her and free her from this bullshit. Free us from this bullshit as well. We basically have to ring some bells, tell this chant that she actually told us what to say. It's in red text. So yeah, back to the forest we go up to the lake, no bells are found. Big sad, but for some reason, Fox Spirit is there to guide us to a cave. The cave from the 4th picture from the beginning. So we enter that cave, go straight, left, right, straight, got the bells, retrace our steps out of the cave, and then we eventually see this man just above the ground for some reason, levitating, and then you start to see him contort. It's because of Hachishakusama. That being said, she is a threat. Thankfully, I only saw her twice. Once you do get caught, you gotta mash the E button on your keyboard to escape, which sucks. Mashing buttons fucking sucks, but thankfully, like I said, that shit only happened twice, so I didn't have to worry about numbing my finger. To the lake we go, ring the bells, say the right chant, and we actually purified Hachishakusama. Very cool. And that's the good ending, the survived ending. Did the ritual correctly. The other ending, basically you mess up the ritual, you get killed by Hachisaku, and that forest is still her realm. Like I said, a small short game, but it's still enjoyable. So yeah, there is another mode that you can unlock after you complete the game, one or the other endings. It's called Hachi mode. Now, you can't play it outright if you didn't give them at least $1, so if you want, give them $1 for that Hachi mode so you can, get the links. Basically, Hachi mode, you're playing as Hachisaku, you have different powers. Here's the powers that you can get, that you can use, and you have to fend yourself off from horny men. I'm serious. They even delve into the horniness aspect in this minigame as well. It's pretty nice, though you can definitely get overwhelmed, and apparently in my first playthrough I just let myself die and I got the ending 0. Basically I just got overstimulated, so we got ganged by them hornies. It is what it is. It's crazy, but yeah, there you go. That is the duality of these two Hachishaku games. One is mainly horny, but yet wholesome, and one is actually spooky with some
horny elements, at least in the side mode, but yeah. Man. Finally, I am done with this Halloween project. God damn. I delayed this one really hard for no reason. Procrastinated. But, hey yo, I got it done on the day of Halloween. I mean, it's 5 o'clock right now, but God, I still have to put on the music, whatever else I need to put in. I guess some sources as well, but who knows, whatever. Nonetheless, hopefully y'all have a damn good Halloween. And hopefully you did have a great Halloween's Eve as well. Who knows? Wherever you are going, stay safe, trunk or treat, trick-or-treating, wherever else, some Halloween-themed parties, stay safe. Group system or whatever. Or have a fun time alone. Enjoy your own company, you know? So, yeah. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for watching all 3 videos. If you actually did watch those videos from... Damn, we went from My Little Pony to a Beretta APX A1 Tactical to these 2 Hachishaku games. Now, the next video will be all about Uncharted 3. Yes, my favorite out of the OG trilogy, and I don't know when I'm going to be getting around to the Vita game, but we'll see. I am thinking of just either emulating it or maybe even playing it, but not getting a capture card converted Vita. Who knows? We'll see. I want to save some money, so yeah. Anyways, I don't know what I'm going to be doing for the last half of November. We're going back to 2 videos again. So yeah, this one really stressed me out. Nonetheless, I'll just think about that some other time. And yeah, peace out. Y'all have a good one. I don't know when I'll talk about Painting Stocking Season 2, that I think about it. Peace out for real. Games in the description.